Hi Book Besties and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do part 2 of my March wrap-up, and I know I'm filming this, it's not quite the end of March yet, so the books I read between now and March 31st will be in part 1 of April's wrap-up. I read roughly a total of 16 books in the second part of March. Obviously there'll be some more throughout this weekend and Monday of next week. But so far, so we are going to start with Story of My Life by Lucy Score. I really enjoyed this book. I'll bring up my notes. This book follows Hazel and Campbell. Hazel is a romance author and she's dealing with a breakup. She decides to go to the small town to try and help her writer's block after this breakup. And she is kind of on the last straw with her publisher as well, so she really needs to get out of this writer's block. She then impulsively buys this historic home in a town called Story Lake, Pennsylvania, and when she gets there she is attacked by a bird. It's so cute, and meets Campbell, who owns a construction business with his brothers, and they are the ones that are going to be helping her renovate the house. They have to come together to save Story Lake, and it's just a really cute story. I really loved it. It is Schitt's Creek meets Gilmore Girls. I really enjoyed this. I cannot wait to read the next book in the series, which I know it doesn't come out till next March, but I am really excited about that one. So that is book 1 that I read, and then after I got done with that, we went to Taming Seven. Taming Seven by Chloe Walsh. Gibbsy and Claire. This story, I have no words. So it's really emotional. I absolutely loved Gibbsy and Claire's relationship. I loved seeing the back and forth from childhood and when they were younger to and what happened with Gibbsy's family when he was younger and everything he had to endure. I did not really see it coming. I cannot wait for their next book, and I know Releasing 10, I believe. I know she has, yes, Releasing 10 comes out in May. I believe, yeah, end of May. So this is the first book for Gibbsy and Claire's story. Chloe Walsh just announced, I think a couple days ago, that there will be a new book, but it's going to be the first book in it's going to be Lizzie and Hughes' story, and Hughes is Claire's brother. And you see them in this book. I am so excited to see their dynamic based on how I saw them in this book. I know there are mixed opinions on this book, but I absolutely adored this book. It was heartbreaking. It had everything I needed in a book. I gave this 4 stars. There could have been a little bit that could have been cut out, but I really enjoyed this book nonetheless. I gave it 4 stars. I also gave, if I didn't say, Story of Our Life 4 stars as well. I really enjoyed it. I cannot wait to read Releasing 10 at the end of May. I am now, until that book comes out, I am all caught up with the Boys of Tommen series. So that was 2 in the second half of March. And then I read Promises and Pomegranates by Sav R. Miller. This is the first book in the Monsters and Muse series, and this is she relates it as a loose retelling on Hades and Persephone's. I really enjoyed this book. This book follows Dr. Cal Anderson and Elena Ricca. I think it's how you say it. Cal is a fixer and in-house physician for the mafia, and when he meets the 20-year-old daughter of the mafia boss, Elena, it gets complicated. Elena's been admiring Cal from afar for quite some time. But then in a moment of weakness, they have a one-night stand, and that one-night stand seems to have the opposite effect, especially for Cal. He can't seem to stop thinking about her. He becomes obsessed and won't let anyone stand in his way to get her, even if that means crashing her wedding, yes, to another man and forcing her hand in marriage. And then he takes her away to this island that he resides at. This is the first time I've read Sabra Miller, and I really enjoyed her writing. This is the traditionally published version, and I really like in these newer editions that are being published traditionally, she has footnotes of her comments while writing this book. I really enjoyed it. You do have a novella that is attached to this called Sweet Sin. That's at the back of this book, and it shows the first night that Cal and Elena met. So you get to see their very first, or you get to see their one-night stand, essentially, in the first book, in the novella. And I am excited. I will be continuing the series. I'm really excited to read this. Each book has a kind of a loose retelling on different Greek mythology, and I cannot wait. And then after that, hold on, I forgot to grab a book. Okay, so after Promises and Pomegranates, which I gave 4 stars, I read a novella called My Week with the Prince. And this is by J. Sterling. This book, Celeste's mom passes away, and in her will, she leaves behind a trip for them. Her and her sister are supposed to go on this trip to Ireland per their mom's request in her will. And her mom that's her last wish, to kind of let them just live their lives, to have experiences. So they do go to Ireland, where she meets, what's his name? Patrick. And she finds out Patrick is a real life prince. But she is having a good time, and once their trip is over, she goes back home, but then realizes she's never felt anything like she has with Patrick. And there is an HEA. These are really cute, just fun novellas. I really liked it, really enjoyed it. And then we read one of my favorite series. We read the fifth book in the Little Things series. We read A Little Broken by Kelsey Ray. This book follows Tatum and Paxton. And I'm not going to get too much into the backstory, because you should read the full series to have the full effect when reading this book. But Tatum and Paxton first meet when she is sneaks into a club for her 21st birthday. They have a one-night stand. She doesn't want to see him again. It was just one night of fun. And then some years go by. She gets a job as a maid cleaning a house. But what she doesn't realize is that the house that she is cleaning is Paxton's. And he is a member of a band. I can't remember what the band's name is off the top of my head. But he is a member of that band, and she does not realize that his house is the one cleaning. So they end up reconnecting there, even though they thought they would never see each other again. And I really enjoyed this book. It is such an emotional roller coaster. Tatum definitely has some things that she works out from her past in this book. And Pax does a little bit too, and I really enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed Kelsey Ray's books in general. And this one, they just keep getting better and better. I really enjoyed this book. It really was an emotional roller coaster. It does tug on your heartstrings, but I really enjoyed it. Then next, we read Mother Maker by Jenny Barra. So this book follows Courtney Miller and Dylan. Courtney Miller is a member of the Boston Reds baseball team. And one night, Dylan is out having fun away from her kids and friends, or the other moms, because her and her moms are live all together in this brownstone in Boston, this rundown brownstone. And Dylan's has the night away. She can just let loose, be herself, not worry about anything. Whereas she meets Courtney. They end up having a one-night stand, and she ends up pregnant. And then she has to tell Courtney and see if he will step up to the plate, pun intended, to take care of the child, their unborn child. I really love this series. This is the second book in the Mom-Com series. The first book is Mother Faker, which is written by Brittany Nicole. And I'm going to talk about the second book, or the third book here coming up. But I really enjoyed this book. It is rom-com. He Falls First. And I am completely adore this series. I love the kids, especially in this one. They talk about the swear jar, and when Courtney comes over one time, he swears and they tell him it will be $1,000. But if he Venmos them, it'll be a percent charge, like 3% upcharge for using credit cards. The kids in this series are hilarious. I absolutely adore them. I laugh every time I read these books. And I cannot wait I have one more book left to read, and I cannot wait to finish off the series. Then we read one of my other favorite series, or a book from one of my other favorite authors. We read an arc of The Wrong Play by C.R. Jane. This book follows Jason Riley. Riley is running from her past. She runs away and starts college at Tennessee University, I believe, which is why I'm wearing this. They are the Tigers. Jace spots her one night at a bar. They hit it off. And then Riley is running away from her past. She starts school at Tennessee University, and she's a freshman. Jace enrolls in this freshman English class and becomes obsessed with her, essentially. And nothing will stop him to make Riley his. I am obsessed with this series. I am obsessed with all of her books. It is obviously boy obsessed. He Falls First. There is some chronic illness representation. Riley does have a chronic illness, so there is that representation. The jokes. Jace tells jokks. He definitely tells some jokes, and they're hilarious. This book came out on March 23rd, so it is out now. There's this one scene where they are watching, her and some friends are at the football game. They put the kiss cam on her, and Jace takes his helmet off, runs off the field to her, and kisses her right then and there during the game on kiss cam. I'm absolutely obsessed for these men. All of C.R. Jane's men, I don't care what their red flags are. I will never say anything bad about her men. So I gave this one was 5 stars. And I'm sorry, so was Little Broken was 5 stars, so was Mother Maker. I had a lot of 5 stars. I had like 4 in a row this time of month. I absolutely loved Jace and Riley's book. And then we read another arc. And this book does not come out until April 3rd, so it is not quite out yet, but will be, once this one is posted, it will be coming out on Thursday. Let me double check. I believe April 3rd. Yes. So next Thursday, this book comes out. It is called In Good Company by Kat Singleton. This is the first book in her, Pembroke Hills series. And it is private chef, ex-brother's boyfriend, billionaire. She's his private chef. And I absolutely love this book. I gave it 5 stars. Anything Kat writes, I'm loving. I'm not going to say too much because it's not out yet. I want you guys to go pre-order it. But I did read it. I really enjoyed it. I've seen a lot of good reviews coming in. And I cannot wait to read more in this series by Kat. And then we listened to Of Blood and Bone by Nora Roberts. This is the second book in their Chronicles of One trilogy. I gave this book 4 stars. I really enjoyed the narrators. I'm not going to say too much because I did talk about year 1 in the first part of my wrap-up, and this is continuation of that series, and I don't want to spoil anything, so I will just say I really enjoyed it, and it is still baffles me that this involves a pandemic, and it was written in 2017, and pandemics were not even on anyone's mind at that point, or COVID, or anything like that. But I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. And then we read Through His Eyes by Nikki Ash. I am reading this series out of order. This is, I think, the 4th book in her Imperfect Love series. And this book follows Quinn and Lachlan, I think. And Lachlan is a tattoo artist at, I think it's called, I can't remember the name of the tattoo shop, but anyways, he is a tattoo artist at this tattoo shop. That's the first time Quinn walks into the tattoo shop to drop her daughter off because her brothers own the tattoo shop. So for some reason, they have to watch her daughter for the day, and she drops him off. He can't stop thinking about her. He wants to get to know her more. I really enjoyed this book. The stuff that Lachlan does for Quinn and thinks about Quinn and her daughter are amazing. Quinn does have some walls up because of how she was treated in past relationships, and you get to see a glimpse of that in the beginning of this book, but I'm not going to spoil it. And you got to watch, I loved watching Quinn gain her self-confidence back and learn how to love herself again after that past relationship, and how Lachlan told her. It is reverse age gap as well. I think it's 10-year age gap, around there. Don't quote me, but I think it's around 10-year age gap. I really enjoyed it. I am so excited to go back and read the others in this series. And there is a book that comes out in May. It's called Exposed Ink by Nikki Ash. And this is, so Quinn's daughter's name is Kingsley. And she is 5 years old in this book. But she is getting her own book, and that's Exposed Ink, that comes out in May. May 1st is when Exposed Ink comes out, and it follows that is Kingsley's book, so it's a second gen of, which is why I read this book first, because I am going to be getting an arc of Exposed Ink, and I cannot wait. I absolutely adored this book. Cannot wait to go back and read the other books in the series. I really adored the writing as well. So, and then we read Mother Pucker by Swati M.H. This is the 3rd book in the Mom-Com series, and this book follows Rowan and Shayla. Rowan is on the Boston Bolts hockey team, and it is another reverse age gap. And Shayla is the physical therapist to Rowan. She is at the rink one day, and Rowan gets hurt, and she is the one that has to look at the injury, and he wants her to help heal this injury. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it 4 stars. I absolutely loved it. There's one last book, and it's called Mother Hater by Daphne Elliott, and I cannot wait to read it. These books, like I said, always make me laugh. Shayla is a little bit of a, let's say, helicopter mom. She's very cautious and doesn't like to take risks. But I love that Rowan kind of breaks her walls down a little bit to get her to relax a little bit and to kind of enjoy life a little bit more. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. And then we read Wicked by Adeline Winters. This is the first book in her Legends of Hollow series. And this is like a why choose fantasy or romance fantasy kind of fairy tale book. This book follows Daphne Stone and her sister. So her and her, every year in this world, Prince Charming searches his realm for his fated Cinderella. And without fail, he always finds her, takes her back to he finds her, beds her, and then moves on to his next conquest. But this year, he chooses Daphne's sister. So the three of them go to the castle where she encounters 4 brotherly knights. They try to turn the tale as old as time on its head, but she begins to have feelings for each of these knights. They all capture a piece of her heart. But will the idols demand that the original story tale be played out, or will the rebellion be able to change it? I really enjoyed it. This book does end on a cliffhanger, so the next book is called Destin. I do have it. I'm hoping maybe sometime next month, if I get through my TBR, I can read it. I'm really excited to read that, and I really enjoyed it. It's the first time I've read anything by Adeline Winters as well. And then the last 4 books, there's only, we'll do this one and then I'll do the last 4 books. So the next book I read or listened to is Rise of Magic by Nora Roberts. This is the 3rd book in the Chronicles of One trilogy, and it is the ending to the trilogy. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the ending. I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed the narrators. Like I said for book 2, I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to give the storyline away, because the storyline does thread through all 3 books. So, I really enjoyed it though. And then I did film a vlog that will be coming out next week, which I read The Ritual, Mile High, Archer, and then Eyes on Me. So I'm not going to go into too detail on them because I did talk about them in the vlog. So I'm just going to quickly give my rating and maybe some additional thoughts that I didn't say in that video. But the first book I read was The Ritual by Chantal Tessier. And I didn't say this in the vlog, but I was nervous going into this book. I wasn't sure what to expect from reading this book. So I've not read any Chantal Tessier's books, but I really enjoyed it. Even though it is very messed up what happens in this book, I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars, and you'll see that in the vlog. And then we read Mile High. I really enjoyed this book too, and I said this in the vlog, but I will keep saying it, I really loved the body confidence the body confidence that Stevie gains throughout this book, and how she gains her self-confidence and loving her body again, and her journey of doing that throughout this book. I really enjoyed it. I cannot wait to read the other books in this series. And then I read Archer, and that was my first time reading Liz Tom Ford A2, and I really enjoyed it. I then read Archer by Dr. Rebecca Sharp. This is the first book in the Reynolds Protective Group series, and this follows Archer and Kiera. It is romance suspense, my first time reading her. I really enjoyed it. He is ex-police. She is in witness protection, and I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to read the rest of that series. And then the very last book in this is Eyes on Me, which is the 2nd book in Sarah Kate's Salacious Players Club series. In January, I read the first book, Praise, for Sarah of this series, and I read Eyes on Me. And this is Garrett and Maya, and I really adored this story, even though it is, I did not say this in the vlog, but I did say they are step siblings, but it is also age gap. He is, I think it's a 10 plus or a little around 10-year age gap, and between the two, and I know he did not live at home when she was younger, so they did not live together or really know each other when they were growing up. But I did really enjoy this book. I cannot wait to read the rest of these books. They are spicy too, by the way. And I forgot to mention with Ritual, please check the trigger warnings. Those are all the books I have read so far in March. Like I said, there are 3 more days left in March, and I will put the books I read in those 3 days on my part 1 of April's wrap up. I will be starting another vlog, which I don't know exactly when it'll come out, sometime in April, but stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Also, before I go, I keep forgetting to mention this in my video. All my social media links are in the comment or in the caption. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.